Hey there, it's the Wellness Doctor, Dr. Jeffrey Clark from Marketplace Chiropractic Wellness Center. Happy New Year's, happy 2016. By now, many people have already blown through their New Year's resolutions. And I've always said resolutions don't work. Usually, and we joke about it, that's something that you set out to do. You make a wish or a dream. Here's what I'm going to do for 2016. And by January 5th or so, you've already kind of blown it. And you say, oh, what the heck, I didn't keep my resolution, so no sense in doing it now. And the reason that doesn't work is because resolutions are fairly hollow. They don't have a lot of meat to them, so to speak. What we want is something that you can really commit to. If you do want to make changes in your life, then you have to be very strict, disciplined, and have a plan of action, most importantly. So when resolutions fall apart, it doesn't mean that you're weak. It just means that you're not committed. Maybe you think that you don't have the discipline or something like that. But for the most part, you just don't have a plan of action to follow. And so instead of setting resolutions, we recommend doing goals. Goals for the year, goals for the month, goals for the week, goals for the day, and they can all tie together. And when you're goal setting, goals are not merely wishes or dreams because they're very specific and they have a target date. I am going to accomplish such and such by a certain date, and here's all the steps, action steps that are necessary to do that. Goals, you need to make them realistic, and you have to make them attainable. It's not like, okay, I'm 5'7", 55 years old. I think I'm going to become a tight end for the Seahawks. That's probably not realistic. Love to play in the Super Bowl and get a ring, but not happening in my lifetime. So they have to be realistic. They have to be attainable, and then you have to write them down. So don't just put them in your head and say, okay, I'm going to remember this. Put them in writing and put them somewhere where you can look at them and read them. And as I said, they have to have a deadline. And so if you're making a goal based on a resolution, it might be what you're doing for the year 2016. By December 31st, 2016, I am my perfect weight of 155 pounds, and I achieve this by exercising for 20 minutes a day on the treadmill 3 days a week. I'm going to do the Transform 30 program that Marketplace Chiropractic Wellness Center is putting on. I'm going to do that 4 times this year. I'm going to get smaller plates so that my serving sizes are smaller, and I'm not going to eat after 6 p.m. I mean, those are specific target bits that you can bite off, so to speak, and chew to achieve this goal. Merely saying, I want to lose weight, that's not very specific. Let's say you stepped on a very, very sensitive scale and it was 170.000 pounds and you spit, and then it was 169.999 pounds. Well, you've lost weight. Did you really achieve the goal that you were after? Does that fulfill your dream or your wish? Probably not. So you have to be very specific. How much weight do you want to lose? And that's just one example. There's so many different types of examples, but let me share with you the 7 prime categories for goal setting. And you should have goals in each of these, and they can be short-term goals. Here's what we're going to do in 2016. Here's what I want to have accomplished by the next 5 years. How about the next 10 years? And what we found is most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, and they underestimate what they can do in 5 years. Give yourself some big, hairy, audacious goals, the BHAG goals, and maybe that's something that you want to set up for those 5 and 10-year goals. But get started today. So the 7 categories: mental, physical, family, social, spiritual, career, and financial. So mental goals. Remember, our brain is our master computer, but we need to work on the intellect. So maybe a mental goal is going to read 1 nonfiction book a month for the next 12 months. And then maybe you'll pick it up. So you're giving your mind something really to work on there. Physical goals. We talked about weight loss, but maybe you want to increase your activity level. You're going to do more exercise. I'm going to commit to doing that treadmill 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Or I'm going to commit to getting up early and going to yoga class. Next would be family goals. And family is very important. We don't want to ever underestimate the value of family. and especially our nuclear families. But now we have, the kids sit on the couch and they're playing games. Husband and wife, they're at dinner and they've got their phones out, they're texting. It's the society we live in. So maybe you want to have one night a week. It's going to be no electronics, no TV. You're just going to play games. You're going to communicate. You're going to sit face to face and have a conversation. Maybe your goal is going to be we're going to have meals together instead of just grabbing a bite on the run. So there's many types of things that you can do for family goals. Social goals. We are social creatures. We used to live in kind of tribal hunter-gatherer tribes, and now we're very isolated within our own households, which again, as I just said, can be somewhat dysfunctional. So you want to have a social network that's not just LinkedIn and Facebook. You want to have a real social network. So getting together, hosting a dinner party at your house with different friends every month, getting together, joining a bowling league, something like that. You can set those as social goals. Spiritual goals. Maybe this correlates with your faith. Maybe you're going to read some Bible passages every day, go to church on Sunday when you haven't been going. Maybe you're just going to meditate, get into your quiet place and get into a prayerful mode. There's so many things that you can do to increase your spiritual and set spiritual goals there. Career goals. I mean, we all seem to have jobs of one sort or another. What can we do to move ahead? I mean, part of our psyche is we want to be successful. So how do we do that? What do we need to do our jobs better? So maybe when you're reading those nonfiction books, you read something about your career. Maybe you start your own business. Maybe we have many people like ourselves that have a plan B, an at-home business. So maybe that's going to be of interest to you. And then financial. What are your financial goals? Maybe it's going to be, I'm going to save an extra 1% of my paycheck each month consecutively. So in January, I'm saving 1%. In February, I'm saving 2%, 3%. By December, you're saving 12%, learning to live off of the 88%, and the 12% maybe goes into your retirement savings, and compound that over the next 5 or 10 years. That can help get you ahead. But there's so many different types of goals. So remember, mental, physical, family, social, spiritual, career, and financial. So I hope that gave you some tips, and that 2016 truly will be the greatest year of your life. Until next time, it's the Wellness Doctor saying thanks. God bless.